The day has finally come that the king of bath salts himself has been promoted to a blue belt. We have Ben going up against Jess, the black belt on the right, and this is another video where Ben gets his rage meter filled. However, it takes him a little bit of time, so after the slow start, you're going to see some immense bath salt action. Now Jess has only been on my channel twice, the first time she was up against a white belt and the second time she was against me. She's improved her skills and she's since earned a black belt, and hopefully these skills are going to help her out because she's going to need them when she takes on Ben. The newly belted Ben is trying to pass the guard, but Jess is doing a nice job keeping the leg trapped and she's looking towards the deep half. She rolls him over to the other side, hoping that she can try and either scoot out the back door or bring him back to sweep, but Ben's primal rage is driving his hips forward, so he has a lot of pressure towards her chest. This is a good time to let go of deep half so you can throw the leg over your head. Ben counters by looking for a knee cut, but he can't get the underhook, and Jess is going to throw him over to the other side as she gets a good grip over his pants. The Wolverine is bridging as hard as he can, but Jess is doing a good job keeping her legs inside and continuing to drive forward so she can finish her sweep over the monster. One thing that Ben definitely does not contain in his arsenal is a good guillotine, so attempting to go for an arm and guillotine after they've already passed your guard is going to be extremely difficult, especially against somebody higher rank and that they're pressuring you with so much force. Naturally, if Ben wants to try and escape any bad position, he always just gives them a worse position known as back control. He latches onto the head and then goes belly down. Now most people have refused to go belly down because it's a terrible spot, but Ben starts to work his way back up and he's trying to stand up without defending his body at all. Jess easily inserts the first hook first and then she has back half over Ben. She also has a strong gable grip right under the armpit and she has to maintain control by grabbing onto the pants. Ben is trying to turn out, but he's not turning the correct way, so Jess is able to follow him throughout the entire motion, but this is where Ben should look to try and escape. Bring the left shoulder in towards their stomach and you'll be out this back control no problem. He may have to fight some other sweeps along the way, but at least you'll get your back out of their control. Instead, he decides to go belly down, and as he does this, he gives Jess complete back control and we see Ben in his most common position throughout every single roll and even in the tournaments. Now while Ben is struggling here, make sure to press like on the video, otherwise you're going to have to face that guillotine power from that strong individual in the background. Do it. Now, as much fun as it is to watch somebody lay on their stomach, I think it's better just to get into the action. Ben is finally able to get off of his belly, and now his rage meter is getting full. Now, Ben could very easily get out of this back control, so it's nice of Ben to let Jess work. But there's another way to get out of back control that might work better for you. It's called using technique. You have to give some massive props to Ben for always taking the path of most resistance, but seriously, if you just peel these hooks and turn into guard, it'll be so much easier. Looking for a footlock when they have your back is not always the answer to get out of this spot. Ben uses the same technique as a constipated man to get out back control. It's always messy, but eventually if you push hard enough, it works. He finally winds up on top of Jess, and if you think just because he's rolling with the female he's going to go easy, then you're completely wrong. It's time for vengeance mode, and he's going to start by pushing his forearm right into her face, because what better technique is there to pass a guard than just pure pain? Now from this position, you could try and take his back again, but Ben is controlling the left arm, and by doing that, this stops Jess from controlling his posture until Ben willingly dives in on her guard so she can maintain his posture as he's trying to set up an Americana from guard. Now one of Jess's favorite submissions is the armbar. She'd love to be able to rotate on Ben because Ben is definitely giving her a free armbar by sticking his left arm into her lapel, but she isn't able to make enough distance with her hips that she can spin as freely as she'd like. Now if you're wondering if Ben's going to change his techniques now that he's a blue belt, then the answer you should have known is obviously no. Ben's first order of business is actually trying to do a cross collar choke inside their guard. This technique is terrible and I don't recommend it, and Jess finally is looking for a bit of revenge. As Ben looks to posture up, she's setting up her own sweep and she's going for a very basic dummy sweep. She pushes forward, but Ben quickly counterattacks by standing up, and he's going to even pass this guard as he throws the legs by. Jess is seriously panicking from this spot because Ben is in his favorite position. Side control with the headlock where he can threaten the leg in Americana or just have his back taken is definitely Ben's most powerful spot. Now Ben should look to try and take him out or even establish an underhook so he's safe, but by living dangerously of always having his back in danger, this actually improves his power. Jess did a great job recapturing the leg as Ben looked for the lazy mount, but this isn't going to stop him from going on a pure assault. He starts moving his arms around and he's locking up an Americana behind her head even though he's in her half guard. He also started pulling the hair to get some extra strength out of this technique as she's going to have to be forced to move due to pain. And of course, once Ben has finally had a better position, he's getting his offense started, he's going to get his back taken once again. Jess goes out the back, pulls his belt over, and now she's doing a nice job continuing to climb up. Ben has slightly learned his lesson, however, and he's able to free the leg slightly so he can go towards the front head. Front head is certainly better for Ben. There's no way he can get over back control this late into the round after he's been tiring himself out, but he is able to go for his favorite takedown in the world. Even though Ben is completely broken down, he's reaching forward towards the leg and he wants to finish his fireman's carry. And it actually works out for him as he pulls out a new technique known as the Ben handstand. He uses this to pass over her guard and now he's in top side control, and he of course loses everything for an armbar. Typical Ben. But Ben knows that there's only 30 seconds left in the round and he has to give it his all. He's grabbing onto the head because what better technique is going to save you than just trying to pull onto them. Jess is using her own rage meter by shoving her knee onto his back so she can control this wild animal. She throws her hooks in so she can finally attain back control, but Ben has had enough of this and he's going to explode out of here just as the round ends. If you appreciate the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. But before you go, if you want to look extremely stylish doing jiu-jitsu or other sports, then make sure to check out xmartial.com from my link in the description below, so you can get awesome gear like I have, and you can use promotion code Tyler10 to save extra money.